Today, I'm in Leicester. I've come to surprise Donna, an award-winning support worker whose decades of service have made us something of a star. Donna's due to come back from the night shift any minute now. Donna!
Oh my God, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
You're Alan, aren't you?
I am Alan.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting you.
So how long have you been working?
48 hours, 2 days.
48? Oh, you poor thing is exhausted.
I am exhausted, I'm tired.
Come on, show me your garden before you go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, it's sort of semi-open plan.
It is indeed. Unfortunately, that's the neighbour's fence.
So your fence is all right.
My fence is fine, the neighbour's not so.
Now, you're very busy. Tell me what you do.
I work in the mums and babies unit with young mums who are in the care system. I do 24-hour shifts, and I've just done a double shift Sunday and Monday.
So your life revolves around looking after other people?
I suppose so, yes, actually, yeah.
If I was pushed to guess how many young people she's helped, somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000, might even be more.
Donna's worked in the care system her whole life and specialises in helping young mothers in care.
I was on my own, I didn't know what to do. She got me into mother and baby hostel, making sure I get everything I needed. She's basically taught me how to be a mum in that sense.
My role has always been about families and keeping families together. You know, you're showing them affection, you're doing all the nurturing things because you're a role of a parent.
Often it's at night when young families struggle the most, and Donna is on call 24/7 to be there in their hour of need.
Her entire adult life has been spent supporting Leicester people.
She unconditionally there for you. She takes you under her wing, you're there. She's mother hen. There's only one Donna.
After decades spent helping others, Donna's friends and colleagues think it's time something nice was done for her.
This is a way of saying thank you for everything she's done.
So in a dream world then, you'll come out of these French doors here into what?
That patio, extended patio, because this is horrible.
So somewhere to sit, replacing this a lump of patio there as well. What's that? Is that some outhouse?
That's the shed.
Shed.
Yeah.
Pebble down the sheds. And there's another shed down the bottom.
It's full of tools. It's not used for anything. It's a shame,
But that can go.
that can go.
Get rid of the grass.
Yeah.
And then privacy, shade.
Yeah.
What sort of difference would it make?
It would just be nice to be able to just come out and just relax.
What would you say if I said, I'll get some friends round and we will completely make it over. We will turn it into your idea of paradise.
That'd be really good. That'd be really good.
You're on. We'll do it for you.
Thank you.
You'll be very welcome. Now go in and get some sleep.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Donna's clearly a woman who gives a lot to her friends, her family, to anyone who's around who needs a hug. And I think that's what her garden should give to her. A big, warm, friendly, flower-filled cuddle. Time for the landscapers, led by my trusted cohorts, Danny Clark and Francis Tophill, to get to work. Creating a blank canvas for my design. While they get started, I'm in the heart of Hampshire, hoping to be inspired by a garden that feels as good as it looks. Think of a beautiful garden, and you'll probably picture pastel-shaded flowers, but this garden does it rather differently. This garden is as much about surfaces as it is about colour. It's a garden you want to stroke, and I want Donna's to be like that. Part of this garden's appeal is that it relies on foliage every bit as much as on flowers. And when it comes to things like Tetrapanax, the rice paper tree, it's not just about what it looks like, it's about how it feels. Leathery on the upper surface, downy underneath. It's one of the greatest of the senses. Touch. Don't underestimate the pleasure. Trees and shrubs with eye-catching foliage, like this giant hairy weeping spruce, make excellent focal points. And the borders around them have been planted with a range of different leaf shapes and colours. If you're designing a garden for texture, do make sure you look at all the different types of plant. Grasses are wonderful for delicacy and softness. Evergreens will give you year-round form. And in the case of euonymus emerald and gold, year-round colour as well. Border plants like heucheras, they're purple and keep a lot of their leaves in winter. By positioning plants with different textures and contrasting habits next to each other, you build up a really interesting design. And it's not just the plants that make this garden warm and inviting. You might not think of hard landscaping as being particularly touchy-feely, but it can be. The surfaces here are not smooth brick or sawn stone, but of rough-hewn York sandstone. It's a very pleasing material, readily available, and it works so well in this instance with a gently meandering stream alongside which are dwarf conifers, Japanese maples. The stone shows off the plants, and the plants show off the stone in a wonderfully natural arrangement. This garden proves that even a big plot can be touchy-feely, and it's the interest, the intrigue, and the sheer strokeability of this garden that I want to capture in my new design. Donna's plot is long and narrow, but in a way, for a tactile texture garden, that's quite handy, because I can bring the plants in from the sides as she makes the journey down the garden, brushing past them as she goes. So my design is based on 3 separate areas linked by a path. Now, Donna loves to cook for her friends and for herself. And I thought this area immediately outside the house is where we can put large pots and containers of herbs and spices so that even in wet weather, she has ready access to them. Danny's going to be in charge of that area. The central section of the garden, I want to act like a stepping stone which draws you on to the rest of it so that you almost feel you're floating down the garden. And that area will be Frances's territory. The ultimate destination is this rejuvenation area where Donna will be able to feel she can disappear from the cares of the world, cradled by her plants. This will be my responsibility. And I want to make something in the middle which draws you on. And I've got something rather special for there. Be rather interesting to see what everybody makes of that. If we get it right, this inward-looking garden, built around texture and touch, will take Donna on a journey that stimulates all her senses.
You can see the design is beginning to come together. One of the key things is choosing landscape materials that really bring in some texture, which is why we're using these gorgeous sleepers. They're just so stunning, but they also give a really rustic, earthy feel to the whole space. To give them a really solid foundation, there's some weed suppressant, some sub-base, and then some level beams to screw into. That just keeps the whole thing perfectly level and really, really strong. And it makes such a bold statement. I love this.
Each section will be connected by a path edged in corten steel. flanked by giant borders that slope downwards from the fens.
Most people, when they think of flower beds, they think about them being sort of fairly horizontal and level. So it's quite unusual to have a mounded flower bed.
But then you can see everything.
Absolutely.
You know, as it all goes uphill and you really get to actually see all of the flowers.
Yeah, which is great, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Wow, the amount of work that's gone into getting out what we don't need and then in what we do. And we've got this wonderfully sinuous path of the deck here and then sweeping down the journey from that end of the garden right down. Danny's in charge of that chunk there.
Should we go sideways?
Yeah. There's another area of sleepers in the middle to break it up. We come round here with these corten steel edges to divide it from Francis's area. You've gone up in the world.
Thanks so much.
Very superior.
I feel very tall up here, but from down there, I'm not sure if it's high
I
enough.
feel I ought to, you know, you're very queenly.
I mean, really, it would only be polite.
But it's lovely to be able, as well as getting that curve laterally, to get height on either side, because it would give us this feeling of getting the cuddle, the enclosure thing, you know?
And also then you can see all of the plants well.
They're presented to you beautifully, they're lovely. I designed this sitting area at the end of the garden for Donna, so that it's not actually square onto the house. But the corten steel there that Francis has put around the edging of the pathway, I want to match. Oh, here we go. This is some window box, isn't it? Are we there? Are we evenly on? Stable? Isn't that good? As well as complementing the other landscaping in the garden, the rusted steel will look stunning against a range of foliage.
Alan, got some options for you for the back of the trough.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, gosh, that's good.
So
we've got
tassel bush.
tassel bush, Garrier, wonderful, with these lovely long tassels of grey catkins about 4 or 5 inches long.
The obvious thing to do is that.
Against this evergreen backdrop, I'm filling the planter with a kaleidoscope of shapes and textures. This is gorgeous. This is the pineapple flower, Eucomis, and it's got this little rosette of green leaves on the top. And this particular variety, often the flowers are green. Here, they're purple. These, I'm delighted to say, have become so popular. This is the Japanese anemone, and the reason it's popular is because of its season of flowering. It doesn't start until August, and it then runs right the way on through to October and November. And in the centre of that white flower, you've got this wonderful boss of golden stamens. So this is a plant you can put into decent soil and let it get on. Well, I think it'll get on very well at the back here. Taking my cue from the borders I saw in Hampshire, I'm putting plants with different shaped leaves against each other. But you need to think about foliage too, and the contrast between these sort of slashed leaves on the Japanese anemone and the fountain, the waterfall of these white striped leaves on the carex, and then the lanceolate, lance-shaped leaves on the pineapple flower, all quite different. And when you start examining your plant combinations and looking at them, you get so much more out of them than just, oh, that looks nice, and moving on. And with that, and that's the last one in, the first part of my seating area is done. And hopefully, Donna will find that this is a place she wants to come and rejuvenate herself after a heavy day or night.
Where are we going?
Building a touchy-feely garden for local community worker Donna.
There we go.
Donna is just an absolutely wonderful person who looks after mums in care, and she wants to bring them here and teach them how to cook. So what I'm going to do is plant these lovely pots up with some herbs.
Many herbs have attractive, touchable foliage. So Danny's planting each pot with different textures, as well as for the usual scent and taste.
The first thing I'm going to do is plant this African blue basil. It's absolutely wonderful. This herb goes really well with tomatoes, and you can make a great pesto out of it. And I'm just going to pop in this red water pepper. And look at this amazing leaf. Oh, this is hot. Just thought I'd put this wonderful chili pepper in the pot too for a bit of colour.
Against the leathery leaves of Cuban oregano, he's adding the felted foliage of sage, and below that...
Now, what better than some good old-fashioned thyme to add to your Sunday cooking?
Planting a small number of large pots rather than lots of smaller ones creates more impact.
And in the next pot, I'm planting this lovely gold and green fennel. Look at this, it looks absolutely wonderful. The great thing about fennel is it's fairly indestructible. What an amazing array of herbs, full of smells and texture. I really hope it gives Donna some inspiration for her cooking classes.
The soil for the large borders is in place, so the team are turning their attention to adding structure to the garden.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely hornbeam hedging, which will look really architectural and beautiful.
These hedges will work like screens in the garden, breaking up the mass of planting in the borders.
I think it
Can you
could
follow
work.
the angle of
I think
the beams?
it actually, by obscuring the garden, it actually makes it seem bigger, doesn't it?
And also makes it more of a zigzag. Alan said about a zigzag, and at the moment it's very sinuous. These angles will be a little bit more zigzaggy, won't they?
Yeah, they would.
Screens are one way to introduce height into the garden, but for real drama, nothing comes close to my surprise feature that's finally ready to make an entrance. Every garden should have something special in it, something that makes you go, look at that. And this is going to make Francis and Danny say, look at that. Francis, Danny, you wondered what the concrete pad was for. Gorgeous? A moon gate. And matches your edging, Francis, and the trough at the end.
I love the depth of it.
First through,
Oh, I love that.
the sun shining on your hair and picking up the corten steel and the copper in the air. The end.
I love that.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
That's well nice.
Moon gates originated in China way back in history, and they were in the gardens of nobles where they would be put for good luck, good fortune, and a great welcome to anybody who came into the garden. I love this circular shape, which reflects the sinuous shape of the corten steel edging to the path. So it begins to tie it all together, so that's quite useful.
Just a good luck happen when you just step through, or just to have to imbibe it from the general vicinity?
Well, I think you should experiment and let me know afterwards.
I certainly need good luck anyway to plant around it.
Oh, there's some lovely stuff next door which is really going to be shown off against this, you'll see.
Okay. Yeah. No pressure.
But Francis's challenge is nothing. Danny and I are faced with a different challenge for the next stage of my rejuvenation garden. You got a good bit there?
I'll get it out.
Oh, I got asphalt here.
I didn't tell me it's going to be like this at the job centre.
Next to the corten steel planter is a crescent-shaped bed beneath the old apple tree. What we're doing is making this trough a part of the wraparound feel at this rejuvenating corner of the garden at the end. I've put a catimus in there, a smoke bush at one end. Danny's very kindly to him trying to dig the other hole, the other end. Smoke bush will go in there, and that will begin this bed here, which is sort of triangular in shape, which we'll bank up with taller things at the back, shorter things at the front, to make this kind of wraparound feel. If this goes in that corner, Danny, just give us a bit of light, as it were. Evergreen shrubs have many different types of foliage, so they're perfect for adding texture to the back of the border. Try this for almost where your left foot is. We'll give them a bit of space, but not too much.
Well, just here?
Yeah, I think that's quite fun.
Yeah. I love pittosporums, one of my favourite plants. Now, they can grow quite tall, so the important thing, just regular clipping. If you do that, it will be nice and tight and it will dense up. I've often seen them grown as hedges. When you see that, they look absolutely fantastic.
Swivel it over there, I think. Over here, yeah, keep going, yeah. Here. Can you just swivel that one anti-clockwise again? That's it. And what if we bung this right in there? We're looking here for pleasing juxtapositions of plants, contrasting foliage shapes and colours and textures. We've got this purple-leaved elder, which is a cut-leaved form. It's very ferny. Then we've got an even more fuzzy one there. And then the phormium, the New Zealand flax, with its great swords of leaves coming up. And they contrast with one another. Lovely architectural mahonia. It's pleasing to see them placed and blowing over against something they don't look like. They look completely different to, and each will show off the other. I'll just get something just left to where the fork is.
Yes.
And then I think we're just about there, aren't we?
I think so. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. I really like it.
We're quite pleased now. Well, might as well start at that corner now. We'll
Quite
along.
to.
Yeah.
Great. I look forward to it.
While Danny tackles the big stuff, I'm using smaller evergreens to graduate the bed down to the edge of the deck. Having put in plants with sort of frilly, fluffy, small leaves, it's great to contrast them with dirty, great big welly-like leaves of elephant ears, Virginia. I say welly-like because they're so rubbery. You can see why it's called elephant ears. Massive, great big leaves. But that will sit against this sleeper deck here and really look good for most months of the year. And just when you get into the end of winter, I'm thinking, actually, I'm a bit bored now. It just looks a bit dull. Up come the flowers, pink or white, carried on loose sprays above the leaves, and you think, oh, really is paying its rent, that plant, isn't it? The completion of this warm, tactile seating area means that 1/3 of our touchy-feely garden is done.
Look at this. It's beautiful. Look at the cut. I love the phormium with the corten and the heuchera. And look at Tynus.
We've majored on colour and texture and different leaf shape, and
It's beautiful, but hardly a flower in sight as well. It's lovely.
it shows you the drama you can get just by using foliage shapes and textures, doesn't it, really? And that's the entire little bits of pops from things like Japanese anemones. But there's hardly a flower about. But with hundreds of plants still to go in, we're an awful long way from finishing the job.
There we go. Well, that looks good.
We're in Leicester, creating a garden for support worker Donna, who works round the clock helping young parents in care living in the local area. We're about halfway through planting this garden now, and you can see, because these beds are so big, the plants really are key in this garden. The hard landscaping, quite rightly said the gardener, is subservient to the plants. But that means they really have to sing. They have to be in exactly the right place, creating exactly the right effect and the right scale. Otherwise, the whole thing looks flat. And the whole essence of this garden is that you are tempted to explore. You're drawn down the garden. And that's all thanks to the arrangement of the plants. They're not just chucked in, you know. Critical to the finished look are 2 giant beds either side of my dramatic central feature, and the pressure's on Francis to bring them to life.
The whole function of this moongate is drawing you through on a journey through the garden, and the planting has to echo that as well. So you want to touch it, you want to feel it, and it beckons you through the space. So for that, I think colours that complement that lovely shade of copper, but also billowing, soft, textural plants that make you want to stroke them as you move through the moongate. It's a challenge, but it's a good, fun kind of challenge.
Grasses will form the basis of Francis's planting scheme.
This grass here is called a Carex buchananii, and this is an evergreen grass. And with all evergreen grasses, the only thing that you ever need to do to them is pull your hand through and take out any dead stems. Now, I hardly ever wear gloves when I'm gardening, but I do recommend if you're ever pulling out dead fronds from a grass that you do wear gloves, because some of them have very serrated edges. So you can have lots of nasty little cuts on your hands. But there, looks gorgeous.
Low-growing plants could get lost among the grasses, so Frances is adding long-stemmed perennials with single flowers.
Now this is one of my favourite plants. It's called Chocolate Cosmos. That flower is gorgeous and it smells like chocolate, which is just amazing.
Alongside it, a relative of the iris, Crocosmia.
You can just see that colour. Look at that colour against the moongate. It looks beautiful. The next plant along the journey of the front of this bed is another carex. This one's really pale, almost silvery, pale green. This is the plant that just begs to be grabbed as you walk along. And I really hope that's something that Donna will do as she explores the garden.
How are you getting on?
There's just so much to do, you just need to get them all in.
Well, talking of getting them all in, I've got an idea. OK, troops.
Amazing. Oh, hello.
Trowels in the barrow. Help yourself. They're all laid out, so facing the front, no crushed stems, and it's lovely to have you with us. These guys are from Brooksby, land-based college here in Leicestershire. They came yesterday to help us move tons of soil in. They were so helpful. And then they pulled up again today to help us plough. These are the gardeners of the future. Actually, they're the gardeners of today. I'm not sure what that makes me.
One of the casualties of the old garden was Donna's less than attractive shed. The new one's been painted to blend into the fence, but Danny's adding another layer of camouflage.
I'm really happy with the shed. I think it's looking great. But really, the best way to hide it is to put a plant in front of it. And I've chosen this gorgeous Laura Petalum. And within a couple of years, it's going to cover this shed. And in the late winter, early spring, it's festooned with little pink flowers.
You can find shrubs and trees like this in most nurseries or garden centres. It's been trained across a frame, creating an instant organic screen.
And the great thing too is that this leaf picks up beautifully on the hornbeam over there. Absolutely beautiful.
Our garden is now in the key planting phase.
These are these lovely spiral rushes. I'm going to sink 2 or 3 of these into the bottom.
We've set ourselves a massive challenge in Leicester, creating a garden where every inch feels as good as it looks. And if you ask me, no garden is complete without at least one plant you can't keep your hands off. Whatever your garden style or type, there is a plant of texture which will suit it. Cottage garden planting, for instance. Texture there, nothing better than this. Stachys lanata, and lanata means woolly. Common name, lamb's ears, because each leaf is covered in this silvery wool that shines in sunshine and that often holds globules of water when it's wet. If you have a sleek, modern garden, then you want sleek, architectural-looking plants, like Fatsia japonica, the false castor oil, with its hand-shaped leaves. But this is a variety different from the normal green kind. This is called spider's web, and it has this web-like variegation of cream right the way across the leaves. And you get a plant then which is evergreen. It will look like that right the way through the year. It will grow at least waist high and have much more white on it as it ages. So it almost looks as if those leaves have been frosted in winter. By the coast, you have a problem. You've generally got strong winds, you've got salt spray. You need plants of texture which can withstand both those things, and nothing is tougher than Phormium, the New Zealand flax. Plant them where you want an evergreen fountain of leaves, and don't be frightened to snip off the outer ones when they start to fade. And if you want one plant for texture which will fit any of these gardens, look no further
and Verbena bonariensis. And its great attribute is what I'm doing now. You can see through it. It acts as a sort of semi-permeable screen. It's tougher than you would think. It will come up again after winter. You can chop it right down to ground level in spring. Up it will come from the ground with these wonderful purple flowers, beautiful against the blue sky. By planting with texture in mind, our borders are now bursting with a range of foliage. But in the bed nearest the house, Frances wants to go a step further.
When I was younger, I remember realising that some plants, when you crush them, give off amazing scents that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So this whole area, the first little journey through the garden, I want to turn into a bruising bed where you can feel and touch, even pull off and crush the leaves and really get a whole nother layer of enjoyment from them. This is an Artemisia. There are all different kinds of Artemisia, but this particular one has a really interesting scent, like Coca-Cola. Basically, that's the only way to describe it. When you crush it, it's almost sweet and fizzy. It's really, really nice. It's not edible, so don't try and eat it. Just give it a good sniff every now and again. This is called Salvia hot lips because of this unusual pink and white flower. But it's not the flower that smells on this, it's the foliage. When you crush it, it really releases a scent of black currants, really. That's what I get from it. Go have a look at this. Doesn't that look like a plastic plant? But it's not, it's a real plant. This is eucalyptus. This is a dwarf eucalyptus. You think of eucalyptus and you think of enormous trees. And of course, they grow very fast and they do become huge, even in this country. But this one doesn't. This one's called baby blue and it gets to about 3 meters tall. And it has that sort of medicinal, lovely smell. And I think that's really comforting, that sort of memory of being a kid and having a cold and your parents giving you medicine. I really think that Donna will like it here. I mean, aside from anything else, it just looks so unusual, doesn't it?
It's been an epic planting challenge. You doing all right, guys? That's really nice. Well done. But with the help of our amazing volunteers, we're almost there.
We're on the last plant of the whole garden.
Have you counted them?
No, I've not counted them.
Just some final finishing touches.
I think it's better that way and over that way.
And with that,
Oh, I like that. That looks lovely.
our very strokeable garden for Donna is finally done.
I think you've done a cracking job. It's absolutely lovely.
I'm very pleased with it. I mean, it's going to have maximum impact as Donna comes out those back doors.
I want it. It's beautiful.
You can't have it because it's Donna's. Let's just hope she likes it as much as you two do, and I do. A few days ago, Donna's garden was bland and uninviting. Half the fence was missing, and its only features were 2 sheds, which we got rid of, and a single apple tree, which we didn't. Now it's a giant tapestry of textures and surfaces for her to stroke, smell, and admire. Donna will now open her French doors onto Danny's sweet-smelling herb garden, perfect for all her cooking. A new path will take her on a journey through a striking Corten steel moongate, brushing past Frances's billowing borders filled with pickable leaves, swaying grasses, and elegant perennials. Before arriving at my rejuvenation garden. Flanked by a border that's exploding with contrasting textures, where she can relax and entertain next to delicate foliage in a kaleidoscope of shades. For more information on how we built both our gardens, go to itv.com/Alan. Okay, Donna. This is what it looks like now. Open your eyes.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that is amazing. I can't believe it. That's incredible. Are you sure this is my garden?
This is
my
your
house.
garden.
Oh my God.
Herbs and things for your cooking in pots
Oh
here.
my God. Chilies.
You've got another sitting area.
Yeah. The sitting area is beautiful. Oh wow, and I love that. That circle.
Your moon gate.
Beautiful, yeah. I love that.
Welcome to your garden.
Thank you.
This is based entirely on touch. Everywhere you go, there's something to...
Yeah, like the glasses, yeah. Beautiful. This is better than I imagined. That's better.
What sort of difference is it going to make?
Oh, well, for a start off, it'd be lovely to open the doors and actually see a garden. And of course, to be able to come and relax after work and to share with other people.
And now's as good a time as any.
Aaron, what do you think?
Donna spends her days and nights caring for people. She likes nothing more than giving them a hug and telling them that all will be well. Her friends and her neighbours wanted her to have this. Well, she's got it now, and I hope she enjoys it for many years to come. Till the next time, I love your garden. Bye-bye.